I've got friends who have professional podcast studios,
Yeah.
um, which I don't know. At some point, maybe I'll think about renting out one, so we can get a decent deal because we literally know that the Indianapolis person who does the professional tech podcast around the area.
Yeah.
But I figure anybody listening to this show is listening for the content and is not,
And your show sounds great.
audio.
I love your show and I think it sounds awesome. So
I thank you. I know that audiophiles probably have a bone to pick with me, but they're not listening to the show. This isn't.
It's people like me. I mean, I'm listening to the show. Like, as you said, it's all the content and it's wonderful and it sounds great. I love it. Where are you guys out of? Where do you live?
Indianapolis.
I was going to say, because if you lived in the Boston area, that's where we lived, and my son for a period of time worked for BUR, and they have a podcast garage that you can rent out. Like it's like a space that's for the public.
Oh, nice.
Which is kind of a cool thing. I mean, it's just a different type of, it's for the community, which I thought was like kind of cool that they do that. But
we've got a studio. It's just then the pandemic hit and I didn't really want to go places where other people were.
Right. I mean, and you can it's the perfect thing that you can do in your space. Mm-hmm. I'm not a producer, but I feel like it's the type of job, it's the type of work that lends itself really well to doing in your home.
It is, and it's there's not an upside to the pandemic. I would prefer it not be a thing.
Yeah,
I would love to be back at in-person events, seeing authors and shaking hands and things. But because those in-person events have been hard to come by these past couple of years, Elly Swartz is here. My guest list is.
Well, it's so nice. I mean, it is that your podcast is a wonderful way for people to come together and meet. Because as you said, in the world where all the conferences and all the events are not happening in person, the sense of community is that much more important and the opportunity is that much more limited. So podcasts like yours allow those things to come together, which is really nice.
Hopefully, all the fingers crossed, we're heading out of this thing at some point or heading into some new phase where it's just every year we'll get vaccinated again and just we'll have to deal with it. So hopefully we'll be getting back to some semblance of what things were before.
Yeah, I hope it's more like the flu and less like whatever this has been. Yeah.
Although I've acquired some habits, I'm sure you have as well, that are going to be hard. I'm going to be hard pressed to give up.
Like what? Slippers?
Slippers, comfortable pants.
Yes.
Mrs. Kent has declared that yoga pants are her new outfit for life, and that's just it.
You know what? I think that that is a very familiar and embraced position. I think people are not going back.
No, for office stuff, like I know her office is talking that they might start doing some days in person again. But every time they talk about it, it seems like there's a new variant that comes along. All right, well, we'll kick that plan down the road a little bit. But sooner or later, they will do that. But I don't think it's going to be 5 days a week. It's going to be a couple of days a week.
I think hybrid is what is going to ultimately be. I think ultimately that's going to be the new model. I think people working from home and in an office and having flexibility and being able to be remote and recognizing and employers recognizing that they can be people can be effective remotely and happier employees are more productive. So I think, it'll be that blend. I hope.
Fingers crossed. I mean, every time I think about anticipating the future, I remember what my predictions were in 2019. So we'll see what we'll see.
I know, right? I mean, nobody could have. I mean, I thought Dear Student was going to come out in 2022, and this was all going to be a distant, memory, and it's still knocking on our door. So Yes, fingers crossed. We're at the beginning of the end of the pandemic aspect of it. I hope
I
so.
tell you, the pandemic is so much on everybody's mind. It becomes a part of the conversation. Anyway, you want to call this the start of the show? Hi there, esteemed audience. Or
Let's
would you
do
like
it.
the official start?
We could go on all day. Yes, kick it off.
So, dear students, supposed to come out last year. When did you find out it was going to be delayed?
No, it wasn't delayed. It was always coming out February 15th, 2022.
Okay, so that was the plan.
Yes,
So it's
I'm very happy.
How to promote it. Are you able to do in-person events at all?
I guess time will tell. And right now, time is every day is a little bit different, as you know, right? Sometimes, right. As for now, I have an in-person launch at Wellesley Books on Super Bowl Sunday. And we'll see if that stays in person, if it's safe. And that seems like a good thing to do, then we will do it. And if the pandemic feels like it is knocking on our door and it's not a safe thing to do, we'll pivot. I think that's one thing we've all learned this year is how to pivot. So I have a mix of events that are in person and virtual. And if I need to move them all to virtual initially, then that's what we'll do. I mean, honestly, whatever is best for the community and keeps everybody safe. And because as we've learned, we can connect virtually. There are lots of ways to connect with readers.
I tell you, if I were in the Boston area, I would absolutely come to your book launch. And that's one thing I'm not going back to is pretending to care about the Super Bowl. I've never cared. I have in the past, almost like a serial killer acted like, yes, sports, I like those too, but I'm done with the pretenses. Nope, I don't care.
I mean, I am a sports fan. I'm a Pats fan. They're not in the Super Bowl. So, and even if they were, my launch is at 2:00. Super Bowl doesn't kick off until 6. It doesn't even mean 6, as we know. So there's plenty of time to love both books and sports.
So you'll have time to rush home and make the nachos and be all ready to go.
Exactly. I got my chili recipe ready, wings. We're good.
I predict I will spend this Super Bowl the way I've spent the last few Super Bowls, with a book.
You know what? I think that's a perfect way to spend it. Maybe, dear student, may I suggest?
Dear student, available now, esteemed audience.